Hi everyone, in today's video we are going to look at a physics key equation and we are going to be looking at calculating acceleration. This can be found in CP1 and SP1. Okay, so to calculate acceleration in meters per second squared, we take change in velocity in meters per second and divide that by time taken in seconds. Okay, so this is also written as A equals V minus U divided by T, where A stands for acceleration, T stands for time, and this V minus U that's come into play. V is the final velocity, and U is the initial velocity. So obviously if you take the initial velocity from the final velocity, you have your change in velocity. Okay, so as usual we can put this into a formula triangle to help us to rearrange the equation. If we first of all cover up the A to work out acceleration, what we're left with is V minus U divided by T. So A equals V minus U divided by T. Okay, if we cover up the change in velocity, so we want to work out the change in velocity, you'll see we have acceleration times time. Okay, and then finally, if we want to work out time, we have the change in velocity divided by the acceleration. Okay, let's look at a worked example now. Okay, so a car accelerates from 0 meters per second to 30 meters per second in 6 seconds. Calculate the acceleration of the car. Okay, so the acceleration is what we're looking for. So even though it says accelerates up here, the units of these two values actually tells us these are the speeds. So this is the initial velocity, u, and this is our final velocity, v, and obviously 6 seconds, that tells us that's the time. Okay, so how do we work out acceleration? Let's look at our formula triangle. Okay, so we want to work out acceleration, so we cover that up, and what we're left with is this. So A equals V minus U divided by T. Okay, let's substitute in the numbers we have up here. Okay, so the final velocity we've seen is 30 meters per second, and our initial velocity was 0 meters per second. We'll have to work that out first, and then the time up here was 6 seconds. Okay, now we know that 30 minus 0 is going to be 30, so our change in velocity was 30 meters per second. We divide it by our time, which was 6 seconds, which would give us an answer of 5. 30 divided by 6 is 5, and its acceleration, so the units would be meters per second squared. Okay, there you go.